Good morning, everybody. This morning, I think we're gonna make you some biscuits and gravy, which is my little man's favorite. Say good morning.
Good morning.
He's being shy. But first, I'm probably gonna start with the biscuits, and then while the biscuits are cooking, I will go ahead and start the gravy. Can't wait. For this recipe, all you're going to need is some all-purpose flour, a stick of butter, a pound of sausage. Normally I use the Jimmy Dean's, but they didn't have it at the store this time, so I got the Smithfield. You're going to need some salt, some pepper, baking powder, milk, and some sugar, and of course, your biscuit cutters. And we will get started. Okay, so first, to make your homemade flaky biscuits, you want to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour, good job,
Some milk. Then some sugar.
1 tablespoon of sugar,
And some milk. And not milk. Sorry. I forgot that was under there. I thought you were about
1 tablespoon of baking powder, and then
some milk. No sugar. And then
I don't measure the salt, but you put about a teaspoon of salt.
now some milk. Now some milk.
Hold on. And then
Some butter.
we're going to take the butter
And dump it in.
and we're going to dump it in. And I don't have a pastry cutter. I think that's what it's called. So I use a fork.
Then I spoon it.
With your stick of butter, you're going to want to chop it up. I cut it up about like that. And I put it in the freezer for maybe an hour. But this has already been in the freezer, so it's nice and cold. So whenever I cut it in, it'll work perfect. Okay, so for this part, you want to take your fork, if you don't have a pastry cutter, and squish those chunks of butter down and kind of mix it in with the flour mixture until it gets to be about pea-sized. We're going to add 3/4 cup of milk, cold milk. You could pour it now. Yep, start mixing it.
Oh, this is thick.
Gotta mix it up real good until there's no powdery stuff. You're doing a great job.
And that'll be fine. We'll get that off later.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Chop those good chunks up.
Our ball of dough is formed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle out some flour, and then I'm going to roll this out, and he's going to start cutting out our biscuits.
Do I do it now?
Yes.
Now take it off.
So I've got the biscuits rolled out. Well, me and Anthony have got the biscuits rolled out. And I'm waiting for the oven to preheat. Got them on our pan. And then we're going to put them in, and I'm going to get started on the sausage gravy. So, getting this sausage nice and browned. And then Once that happens, everything is like super easy peasy. Smells good. I hope this sausage tastes good. I'm not really sure. I haven't had this brand before. I think tomorrow I might upload a video of how to do homemade cinnamon rolls. Those are really good. They get big and fluffy. This right here is about to be a brunch because it's going to be noon before I'm done. We got a late start this morning. Y'all, it smells good. And it's almost brown. Okay, so sausage is browned. So now I'm going to add about 1/3 cup of flour. And then I'm going to get my whisk. Gonna whisk in the flour a little bit, soak up some of that grease. Coat those sausages. Now, I'm going to add in a cup of milk at first. Whisk it around a little bit more. It's pretty thick, so now I'm going to add the remaining 2 cups of milk. So I'm going to whisk this for about 10 minutes until it gets thick enough. Add your salt and pepper. Biscuits are done. Nice and thick. And that is ready. Check out how good these biscuits look. They're nice and fluffy. And then 2 little rolls. Yum. Biscuits and gravy. It's good. Kid approved. When you add your cup of milk to the flour and butter mixture, I would do it kind of slow. I always use about a cup, and sometimes I have to go back and sprinkle a little bit more flour in there. That way the dough isn't, if your dough's too sticky, you want to add more flour. If it's too dry, add a little bit more milk, of course. But it's really simple. Alright guys, I don't know what happened. My camera cut off twice when I was trying to show y'all how to roll out the dough. So I'm just going to tell you what to do. All you do is, once you get that ball, you flour out your surface, roll out your dough to really thin, and then you want to get it in like a rectangle. Cut it in half, stack one half on top of the other, and then roll it out again. That way you have the nice layered biscuit whenever it cooks. And then you just take your biscuit cutters, whichever size you want, however thick you want your biscuits, it's all up to you. They rise pretty good. But I obviously had the worst luck ever yesterday. I tried to shoot that video for y'all twice, and it cut off at the same exact spot.